Welcome back. In this video, we're finally going to put our front-end application on a server so that everything is now off of our computer online and we can share our project with the world. To get started, we can go back to Heroku. And in our dashboard, we can simply see that we have our server, but we want to create a new app. And this new app, we can call it Smart Brain. We'll choose region US. We'll click Create App. And it gives us really nice commands how to set up everything. We can just do Heroku login. So let's do that from our Smart Brain front end. I'm going to say Heroku login. Log in with my email and my password. And going back to the README, we see that we make sure that our Git is set up, which it is. And we can add our remote to Heroku Git remote Smart Brain. All right. If we do git remote -v, and these are the same steps that we ran with our API server as well, we see that we have Heroku. Next, we want to do git add, commit, and then push to Heroku master. All right. And a reminder here that even though we haven't changed anything on the front end, we do have to run git add and git commit. Otherwise, the changes won't appear on Heroku. So let's just say deploy for now. All right, and then we can just do git push Heroku master. Seems a little bit too easy, right? Well, let's let this run and see once it's deployed if it's all working. All right, deployment's done, and look at that, we have a new link. So let's run Heroku, open. All right, look at that, we have a new link on our front end, but let's see if it works. If I sign in with teddy@gmail.com, do 1, 2, 3. Sign in. All right, and look at that. Teddy is loaded. He's already done a count before with the face. Let's do another one just to make sure it works. Click detect. Nope, I don't want you to save Teddy's password. But look at that. Everything is working. It seemed almost too easy, right? So cool. Let's recap one more time what we just did. We've created 3 separate servers or 3 separate computers where each of these individual rectangles are running. We have a Postgres, a Node server, and a front end. And all of them are working exactly as they were on our computer, but this time in production. Live into the world. And all we had to do was just change some numbers to make sure that we're pointing these arrows so that the front end knows that this is where our server is, and the server knows this is where our database is. And these are just small configurations that is really dependent on each platform you work with. But the underlying concepts are the same. You're just pointing to the address, to the location of these things. But, oh boy. Wasn't that crazy how we got all of these things to work? I remember my first time in my career when I managed to connect the dots and actually build each one of these myself. It was an eye-opener. It opened up a whole new world and it made me really understand how everything is connected. And moving on from that point, I understood most things. And every tool or new technology is just an addition to this pre-existing idea. And as long as you understand this underlying architecture, this underlying concepts of different servers connecting to each other, the rest is just extensions of this. So, could we improve this app? Absolutely. You can do so many things with this app. We might want to be a little bit extra secure and perhaps not even have our API key in our code for our server. We can create something like environmental variables for this. For example, on Heroku, if we go to our SmartBrain app, or let's go to our backend, our Radiant Ocean. Now in here, if we go to settings and go to reveal config vars, we have our environmental variables here set for us. You remember Postgres, how we tried to connect to it and we had a process.env.database URL? We can add our own. If we wanted to, we can say API clarify, add the API key that we have in our backend into here, click add, and now we have this available to us as a process.env.api clarify, which is, I believe, what I called it. And this is an extra layer of security. You don't want anything sensitive like addresses or passwords or API keys in your code base so somebody can peek in. This is something that you'll get used to more and more. And hopefully with what you know about environmental variables, this makes sense. But for now, because this is a simple app, we don't need to add any of this. We'll revert the changes and just be proud of ourselves for creating an awesome app and deploying it in real life. Now go share this link with all your friends and family and tell them how awesome of a dev you are. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.